In the 12th century, the medieval church often operated less like a spiritual refuge and more like a massive real estate enterprise. Powerful men treated local dioceses as personal piggy banks, extracting wealth while the physical chapels literally fell into ruin. This historical text details exactly how bad things got in the Diocese of Tarentaise under its previous archbishop, Israel. He alienated church property, misused possessions, and effectively destroyed the local parishes through pure negligence. A few miles away, a Cistercian monk named Peter wanted nothing to do with that world. He preferred the quiet rhythm of manual labor and daily prayer. He established the Tamier Abbey in the freezing, rocky Alps. There, he built hospices to shelter and feed desperate travelers trying to survive the harsh mountain passes. By 1142, the clerics of Tarentaise are desperate to stabilize their region. Looking for a way out of the corruption, they unanimously elect Peter to fill the vacant archbishop's seat. Peter refuses the job. He resists the appointment entirely, holding out against immense political pressure, until the abbots of his Cistercian order hand down a strict, formal command of obedience. He has to accept. The man who spent his life actively running away from power is suddenly handed absolute authority over a collapsing diocese. Peter immediately cleans house. He removes the corrupt, secular clerics running the cathedral and replaces them with Augustinian canons, men bound by a strict rule of poverty and discipline. He then goes directly after the local nobility, successfully pressuring them to formally renounce their claims to the church lands they had been siphoning income from. Instead of living like a medieval lord, Peter transforms the archbishop's residence into a massive functioning hospital and hotel to care for the sick and the destitute. This document records his grassroots method for equipping the impoverished local parishes. To avoid taxing the poor, he ordered every household to donate their eggs, which he then sold to purchase silver chalices for the altars. Peter gives away his own money, his own clothes, and his own food. Eventually, the Archbishop of Tarentaise has to rely entirely on the charity of others just to survive. He proved that to fix a broken, greedy institution, the leader must be willing to completely divest themselves of the very wealth they are trying to manage. But the resulting success terrifies him. The constant praise and widespread adoration make him worry he is falling into the sin of pride, so he quietly disappears. He travels in secret to a remote monastery in Germany, disguises his identity, and lives as a simple, unknown novice. The cover doesn't last. A young man recognizes his face in the choir, forcing Peter to return to Tarentaise, where the entire diocese weeps with joy to have him back. His local problems are soon overshadowed by a massive geopolitical crisis. Looking at this map of Europe in 1159, you can see a severe papal schism split the continent, dividing loyalties between the legitimate pope and the Holy Roman Emperor's chosen anti-pope. Peter doesn't hide in the Alps. He travels into imperial territory, preaching against the schismatics and defending the Catholic cause to the emperor's face. Emperor Frederick Barbarossa easily could have executed him for treason. Instead, Barbarossa refuses to touch him, admitting out loud that Peter is too clearly a holy man to punish. Peter survived the wrath of Europe's most powerful monarch without a standing army or political leverage. His absolute protection was the radical authenticity of his character. In his final years, Peter travels down through Italy. He walks into cities torn apart by war and carefully negotiates truces between rival factions. When he finally arrives in Rome, the humble monk is greeted with profound awe and reverence by the Pope and the highest-ranking officials of the Church. He works right up to the end. In 1174, while trying to mediate a peace treaty between two feuding monarchs, Peter contracts a brief illness and dies. Almost immediately, locals report miraculous healings at his tomb. The sheer volume of these claims prompts Rome to launch a formal investigation. This page from his official biography shows that the text was written specifically as sworn evidence. It was submitted to a judicial proceeding in Rome to prove his life and deeds were entirely factual. The evidence holds up. In 1191, Pope Celestine III formally elevates Peter to sainthood. Rome's official canonization served as the ultimate validation of Peter's life. It was a declaration that enduring institutional power is not built by a desire to rule, but by a relentless desire to serve.